Live from the Pathway Studios in Johnston proper, you are Live from the Path.
You're listening to Live from the Path. We're coming from the Pathway Studios here in Johnston proper. It's good to be with you. I know you missed me. It's good to be rich.
Is this live?
Yeah. Oh no.
It's not actually live?
No, I keep the censor button on just in case we say something foul.
So I can't cuss.
I mean, you can. It creates more work for me.
I'm going to do it.
Which then ends up being it being a double cussy, because then I get rough upset because people have been using language.
I'm gonna say a bad word.
I'm gonna use big words just so Ben has to work on the podcast.
I've got some strongly worded thoughts.
Okay, here's what we got going on the show this evening. So to kick off your year with a real puff, we're gonna do Woke or Toke.
I hated that so much.
Kick
off your year with a real puff.
Big cloud of excitement. Do some Woke or Toke. This is America's second fastest growing internet game show, of which Buva provides you with a name, and you have to decide whether that is a New Age church or a weed shop.
Yes.
Okay. And this is how many you got? 10?
Yeah, I'd say 10 to 12.
Okay. For some reason, it's a nebulous figure.
It just depends on how well it's going on. If I'm like terrible at doing these and you guys are guessing them all right, and then I go, oh, phooey.
Oh, okay. You can get demotivated by
it's the closest to a cussy you're going to hear from me is phooey.
Okay.
You better write that out, Ben.
All right. And then we got, the question is it possible that the Lord is handing out cell phone numbers to randos?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, you think that's real possible?
Yeah, I think that like somehow a new number was generated for a person I know, and then out of nowhere they started getting Jesus text messages every morning while they're fighting their own sobriety, and like immediately goes, "Hey man, are you texting me every morning and saying this stuff?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "Is your wife?" And I went, "No, that's not her number." And he goes, "I have no idea who this is." I was like, "Well, then you shut your mouth and you don't ask. You let those come through." So
let them fly. Okay. All right. What is going on over there, Mike?
Well, with what?
Why are you making those background scat noises?
I'm just thinking something else, and then I started digging on it.
It's a real phooey of a time.
My own self. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Real quick.
I'm going to tell you something.
Okay, let me have it.
I shut down the radio. I don't listen to the radio no more. Like, I don't listen to tunes at all. I got a 40-minute drive into work, and I'd sit in dead silence like a creepy old.
That's creepy.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I decided that like if there was a possibility for music on my drive, I would rush through my prayer to get to the tunes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, as soon as the prayer's done, then I'm going to fire up the tunes, you know? And then instead of like focusing on talking to Jesus like I want, I start thinking of what songs I want to play once I'm done praying. And so like I took it out, and like I bet I'm 2 months in. I'm 2 months in to rolling this. Like, I just don't listen to the radio, and I miss it. Like, I mean, I'm a worship leader, for heaven's sakes. And so, like, I miss these tunes, but, like, honestly, it's the best.
You're not sitting there going, all right, I got to get done with Jesus so I can listen to some Ram Jam.
No, that's the thing, because, like, if that's a problem with, like, a mindset where you, like, try to schedule Jesus into your day.
Yeah.
Because it's always got a hard stop, and everything comes as a priority over it. So, like, if you were running late to work, you're like, I'd love to keep this up, but, I don't even have enough time to actually talk to you, Jesus, in a good and righteous way. So, like, we're going to push this. It's going to be on hold, you know? And I'm not saying that, like, your whole life gets to be this wispy nonconformist thing where you, like, pray all the time and then, like, randomly show up to your obligations whenever you want. That's not the deal. But, like, I think, it's been a huge help to know, like, if I like, reward myself for doing an obedient thing, like, I will rush through it to get to the reward. And so I just thought this needs to go away. And so, like, on its face, I found that very helpful to, like, I just cut the tunes. But I have a very long drive, too. That doesn't work for everybody. But, like, I don't know. If you think about it in your situation of like, when you are praying or what time you're devoting, and you're like, am I cutting it short? like in preparation for, let's say you want to be an early morning Bible reader,
Yeah.
and you have to leave the house at 7 to get to work, or you have to go to your computer at 7:30. If you get up at 7 and go, this is enough time, this won't screw me, you've not given enough room. You know, if you're looking at it right, you should get up 5:30, and then hope God's done early, so maybe you can have some cornflakes. You know what I'm saying? Like set some time. I think we're underestimating our time. Right? Like the amount of time that you want to actually be able to talk, like to get your prayer life get deeper, so you're not just going like, I pray for my family, I pray for my work stuff, whatever. Like you can get through that in like 3 minutes. And so like you're probably not giving him much time to talk back to you for one, meditate on a Bible verse or something, or like a thing that God has you going through. You know what I'm saying? Like all I'm saying is like I don't think you got to be crazy about it, but like I can almost guarantee you're shortchanging, and then you're going, where's God at? I don't see him in my life. I don't see him moving in my life. I don't see, and like it's not like God's like, you give me this amount of time and I will do X amount of miracles or crazy things in your life. But you know how many things you don't notice if you don't talk to him, if you don't give him the time, if you don't, like if you plow through 3 chapters of Matthew because that's your Bible reading plan, when really he wanted you to sit and like soak in 2 verses and just let them get all up in your bones. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, no, my thing is I'm going to read 3 chapters a day and then burn through it. And like he don't care about no 3 chapters a day. He wanted them 2 verses to soak into your DNA, you know?
I was just about to say that because that was actually one of the big things that I did last year was I really wanted to kind of like figure out what it looked like to read my Bible daily, right? And I turned it into, 5 chapters a day seems holy. And so what that turned into very quickly was like, okay, I'm 3 chapters in and now I'm kind of not paying that much attention anymore, but I got 2 more to go. Let's get through it. And like in the last couple months, I'm like, forget that, man. Like I don't need to read a specific amount of chapters. Like I just want to read. And like when something hits me, I go, oh, I got to stop right there. I got to let that sit in for a second. Like I don't need to read 2 more chapters to feel holy. Like I just need to sit here and go, all right, Lord, you're obviously grabbing a hold of my heart and saying something about you and something about me in this moment. And let me hold on to that. And I've been reading a psalm a day for about 2 weeks now. Yeah. It's been friggin' awesome. Like I read the psalm and then I go, oh my gosh, I've never read it that way. And I read it again. And then I go, oh my gosh, I've never heard it that way either. And I read it again. And it's like, whatever. If I read it once and I feel good, okay. If I read it 10 times and I'm like, man, I really need to just keep echoing that over and over again. Great.
Yeah, I mean, like in the big picture, there's people who love Jesus and are like burning their lives for this thing. They ain't read but probably 8 chapters. You know what I'm saying? Like they're in the Word, they're digging on it, but like they can't tell you exactly who the minor prophets are. They don't have any idea. They know that somewhere in there it says, like nothing formed against me shall stand. But they, ask them what book. They're like, I don't know. Like, and I think you should know that. Like, if you're new to the faith or like you feel like you want, I think you should read through the whole Bible. That's a given. It's all God's word and it's all good. And like, I think you should like take a prime focus on when Jesus is talking, and that's all good, But like, if you're looking to deepen your relationship, I would say that the speeding is not the right way. Like you want to take in the landscape, you slow down. Like you want to take in the hills and the valleys and the beautiful scenery of Utah, you hike it. You know what I'm saying? You don't burn through it at 70 miles an hour, stop at 3 gas stations and get to California. You know what I'm saying? Like you get in it. You get in it and you sit there and you take in the birds and the lakes and all that jazz, which sounds terrible to me. But
no, I think that's right. I think if this seems difficult because it's not prescriptive. It doesn't say this is exactly what you have to do to be holy. But like, holy doesn't come from hurry. Like it doesn't.
Nice.
It doesn't just. You're welcome, everybody. Bumper
That's a
sticker.
shirt.
Yeah. So like it's okay. It's okay to steep it, but it also doesn't mean like, let's say you read Psalm 8 and you took it in and you're like. It didn't hit me necessarily. Like it's just like it's not necessarily holy to hit 10 chapters. If you read one and then soak on it and then like read it 3 times and it's just not moving anything.
Yeah, right.
You didn't fail either. Like the point was, and I think the overarching thing that you're getting at, like even as you were talking about, you're not listening to tunes on the way into work, is that like you're just not approaching it like, how do I squeeze it in, or how do I mark it off? It's just intentional time, and that could end up being 10 chapters. It could be 10 lines. It doesn't particularly matter. The counts outside of this are arbitrary. Let's see if we can eliminate the hurry. related to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to apologize to the state of Utah for driving 70 miles an hour through it, stopping at 3 gas stations, and making my way to California.
There's a good chunk of Utah that ain't worth stopping in, but there's a good chunk that is. You know what I'm saying? I remember that, like, I think it was probably a month back, I was reading Isaiah, and, like, it starts to get a little repetitive, you know?
Yeah.
And, like God's making his point, and, like, the people are rebellious, and then, but, like, it was something so silly that he's like, I will bring these mountains low, and then I will do it. And that was all he said. I'm like, man, does it sound like God is not kidding around? Like when he says he's going to do something, he's like, I know what you're thinking. I won't bring that mountain down. Oh, I will. Oh, I will do it. And
I
I'm
absolutely will do that.
Who is the God that I'm dealing with? Like this sat on me for like 3 days. Because I was looking for hope. I was looking for an injection of hope in my life that God it can be trusted.
Oh, yeah.
And he is faithful. And then like he just comes burning in with, yeah, here's all these crazy things. And I will do it. And I'm like, okay, good enough.
It's like, all right, Lord.
I was reading through Job, and I was reading into the Message, and I will say that the Message is very good for Job. Like the arguments are really good. They're rendered very well. Like it's I don't know how else to put. Like I was compelled. Like as you're reading and listening to these guys talk, you're like, yeah.
Like reading C.S. Lewis do a counterpoint with himself.
Yeah, kind of. Right. Like you're in the middle of an
Screwtape
argument. And actually, one of the things I was hit with, I remember the last time I read through Job, you walk away and you're like, and you agree, God will eventually say this. Like he takes Job to task and then he starts laying into these friends. Mm-hmm. But like he lays into the friends because of their lack of generosity.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the things that they said. Like, it's that I think there's contentiousness in some of the things that they said. Mm-hmm. But, like, some of the stuff that some of these guys are saying is mirrored in the things God is saying. Like,
interesting.
A lot of the contention of the friends they're presuming that Job must have failed.
Right.
And because Job failed, God has every right to do blah, 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 blah. Which God will also affirm. Like, I get to do what I want. I'm the guy who should be trusted. You don't understand how all this works. I have a bigger picture.
Exactly, yeah.
That's most of their argument, to be honest. It's the problem isn't mostly what it is that they're saying. It's that they're saying it without grace, and they're presuming to know information that they don't know. They're guilty of the same thing that God is accusing Job of, which is they go, well, we've got this all figured out. This is happening to you because of X. Mm-hmm. But the stuff that they describe about God's character, for the most part, is actually the things that God will say to Job.
Interesting.
But anyway, it was so weird. For some reason, I had in my mind that Job was only like 25 chapters or something, and so we're getting into chapter 20, and I'm like, I can't wait for God to speak. There's a lot of blathering in here. There's a lot of dudes, and frankly, the other thing I thought was super interesting here, like it's an atheist playbook. Job, like if you want to go accuse God, like handling the major things of life, the things that people would accuse God of, Job did. Right? And shallow and religious responses, in some ways, like actually right on, in some ways way off. The friends are hitting it. And then God shows up, and like, the thing I was waiting for is like, okay, God's just going to, I forgot, like I remember the gird your loins. I remember this.
Yeah.
But I didn't remember the tenor of it, and I thought, well, what is God's argument back to all these things that are being said? And it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't what it was very non-modern church. Let me put it that way. So like, God doesn't go through and comfort Job.
No.
And he doesn't go, actually, I'm taking you to task for what you did, but like, it was totally, like, I allowed this for you. Like, you didn't do anything to bring this on yourself. I actually was in some sort of negotiation with your accuser, and I said, go ahead. Let it happen. I mean, theologically, these are difficult things to do with.
Right.
Things that you don't lead with necessarily. We should, but we don't. And the book could have gone on. Like it doesn't mean that God's limited perspective, like God couldn't have said more. I think we definitely have this picture of a more fatherly figure. But like the point of Job was to essentially reinforce that like you're gonna have to trust me. I would know. Yeah. I would know what's okay, what's not okay. I know what's good, what's not good. You're going to have to rely on my kind of macro perspective. But it was interesting. I thought of that as you were talking because things that I might have just blown by. One, I think the different translation was helpful to kind of I don't know, just take it in with
Yeah.
with fresh eyes. But I just felt I just wanted like when's God going to speak to this thing, because these humans are just blathering around. And then I had to reckon with the fact that what God focused on was him. It wasn't the, like, yes, it gets resolved for Job, like his physical circumstances get resolved, but God didn't actually speak to the pain that Job had gone through.
Right.
He didn't. It was just a reminder of, like, I need you to remember who you're dealing with.
Right. I'm still sovereign regardless of all that stuff.
Yes, exactly. And as you know, as a group of non-reformers in here, like, you still have to reckon with the reality that, like, God gets to do what he wants. He should be trusted in the thing that he wants and says are good. And the things that we don't understand could fill an unlimited number of buckets.
Yeah. Under a microscope, that book just makes God look like a bully.
Yeah, right. Right, and I think that's where the caution is like, if he's not who he says he is and he can't be trusted as good, then okay. But, like, you never accused him. No one goes, look at that good bully. Like, he's really pressing his justice on me and his grace and his mercy. Look at him press it. You know what I'm saying? That isn't how we talk about it. But anyway, I think it's interesting how things can hit you differently when you're not in a hurry. Like, I wasn't trying to bust through and go, I got to finish Job. But I was, like, waiting. I'm like, when is he? He's got to be soon. He's got to be coming up soon.
Doesn't God not start talking till like 38?
It's like, it's like way at the end. And you're like, here's Bildad's second go round, and there's fourth go round. I'm like, okay, like, we get it.
Yeah, I think it's like 38 to 42 or 44 is God talking.
Yeah.
The rest of it's like, this 38 chapters in. Like, this is insane.
And I would say, like, I would say the message is good for this. We've talked about this before. Message is pretty good for Psalms, and it's also pretty good for Job. Again, don't use it to otherwise tie theological truths together. But, like, if you're trying to get a sense for the narrative of what's going on, it's pretty good.
I feel like the Proverbs, like, in the message is weird, right? They're like, don't go in sin saloon.
Oh,
In Sin Saloon?
Yeah.
I hope that's in Woke or Toke today.
He is folksy at times. He gets like, he uses a lot.
Is this Sin Saloon? Do you peddle sin in here?
There's a lot of, like,
Swinging doors go both ways in the Sin Saloon.
hyphenated words like God haters or, like, money lovers, or, like, things like this. We're like, nobody really says that.
Right.
For a modern translation that I'm supposed to relate to, I mean, it's real folksy at times, but it reads well.
It's like vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so is the sluggard to the one who sends him.
What does the message say?
Probably sounds like, stop being lazy, you schmuck.
Okay, what proverb is that?
Oh, gosh.
Smoke to the eyes.
Like vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so is the sluggard to the one who sends him.
Okay.
I think it's Proverbs 16?
No, 10:26. Dang it. Okay, hold on. We're going to say Proverbs.
We haven't done a secular Solomon in a long time either.
26. The message.
I just remember that was on secular Solomon like 10 years ago, and I never forgot that proverb.
Okay. Is that the one? Oh, yeah, here we go. A lazy employee will give you nothing but trouble. It's vinegar in the mouth, smoke in the eyes.
I mean, okay. I thought it was just going to end at a lazy employee will give you trouble.
Oh. I mean, he's got that right. Preach it. Okay. What were you going to say, Mike?
I was just thinking that I want you to think about this week that, like, ultimately in the book of Job, what God is saying is you need to remember who you're dealing with. Like I know where I keep the snow.
Yeah.
I know who gives birth where.
Right.
I told the waters when to stop. Like of all the things that, like, he has made relationship available, like, to humanity. But at the end of the day, you need to remember who sits in the God chair, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, but, like, as you look at your life, right, and like we claim that God is faithful and God is trustworthy. But if you can look back and just think about your current posture of the way that you're living, like how many times you've pulled that punch into actually completely trusting him because you're afraid of getting hurt. Right? You're afraid that, like, if you trusted him completely, or he is trustworthy in most things, but on these things, obviously, he's given me a mind and a spirit and the ability to handle them myself, right?
Yeah.
Right? And so, like, and these are all good thought processes because those are true. Like he has built you in a way that, like, you're not like, God, I have to go to the bathroom. Do you feel like I should use the one at my house, or should I leave and use the one at the neighbor's house?
Lest there be evangelism happening.
Right. So like all those I don't think he's down there in the crag, like trying to get you. But like at the end of the day,
Come to Steve's.
there's a lot of things that like you've pulled off of his table, right? And you've pulled off of because like you believe that he would be trustworthy in that, but like you acknowledge it mentally. But you don't know that like you would acknowledge it, like if it was the only thing. Like I don't know. I know you guys have probably been in this situation before, but like you've been faced with a situation when you're like, there is only one thing that can help this.
Yeah.
There is no humanity that can do anything about this. This is only solved, reckoned, and redeemed by the power and presence of the living God, and that is it. And like no scheme of yours, no cause it was real possible. He might not even be partnering with you about it, right? Almost people like when they approach prayer, they're like, God, will you help me say this thing to talk to my friend? Or will you help me like tell me how often I should speak to this family member or something? Like, will you show me how to be involved? And like, it's possible God's not even partnering with you. You're not involved at all.
Right.
You're to
That's
lean
funny.
on him directly, because zero of this depends on your power.
It's right, because think about the direction of what God is saying at the end of Job, right? Like I told the deer to give birth in the hollow, or all this stuff.
Right.
And so like if the world turning was dependent on the things you remembered to ask God to do,
Yeah.
the world would have fallen apart a quarter of a second in.
Yes.
God's like, I'm already, I got all the things under control here. Like, yes, totally, share for sure.
Yes.
But like, are we approaching him as if we've come up with some novel idea that we're trying to get him to jump in on, or that like he's got the things under control already? He's using our means of prayer as otherwise to reveal to him, to affirm that particular point.
Yes. Like, because you get to say, like, because your prayer posture will start to change, right? Instead of going like, God, will you help me behave myself? God, will you rid me of this sin? Right? Like, you almost pray in anticipation of like, God, will you let me see what you're doing today? And like, here's the things that I feel like that are going on in my life that I just want to see you move. And if you could let me see it, and I could praise you and acknowledge that you are a good and awesome God, I would be thankful for that I got to see you do this thing. You know what I'm saying? And like, not to say he won't use you. In fact, the more I think that you posture that way, the more you're open, you hear the shepherd's voice, right? Because you're looking for him. You're looking for like a staff in the field that goes, come hither, my son, come do this thing, because you're looking for him to move. But like he is moving regardless. And without that time and that posture towards him, like, I'm not saying he won't move. I'm saying you just won't see it. Mm-hmm. And like, that's the crappy, right? All the things that he would like to reveal and show you and like double down that he is faithful and good and trustworthy, apart from Isaiah and apart from Psalms, right? In your own modern living day. And like we get so focused on what our role in it is. And the focus of Job is God, who says, remember who I am. The focus of the Psalms is him. The focus of Isaiah is remember me, I will do. You know what I'm saying? And like, but you almost don't want to give him that much faith, because you feel like it's dangerous, because he might not hold you in a way that you wanted to be held. He might not put you in the place that you wanted to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So anyway, it's just an interesting thing to maybe pray on this week, or think about as you're praying or whatever. It'd be like, whatever you're asking God to get involved with, like, you might not be the linchpin to the whole thing. He might be looking to see if you're willing to see him acting and moving. And while you're waiting for the thing, he'll have stories of him moving and acting in other people and people around you that are seeing him move. And like, all of a sudden, like, you just start to see the shepherd's voice and understand what he's asking, and know that like, because you didn't hear from him today about your thing, you got proof that he's moving. You know he's moving because you're hearing his voice doing other things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, you're listening to Live from the Path. Thanks for hanging out with us so far this evening. If you have any feedback on the show, you got questions about what we were just talking about, or I don't know, maybe Buva misunderstands Job, give us a call on the Bob Eisenhower Live from the Path complaint line. That's 515-517-0085. You can call or text 515-517-0085. We'd love to hear any questions or feedback you have on that conversation, or anything else. Real quick, Stuff. Nathaniel, did you have anything where you kicked off the year and said, "I'm gonna be a new fella in this way"?
Yeah.
And are you a new fella?
No.
It's not even the end of January.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm a failure.
Yeah. He says the calendar's arbitrary.
Yeah, I said, this year I'm going to stop. I'm just going to stop stopping at the gas station. I'm going to stop.
You're going to fill up your tank.
Well, no, I mean like eating.
For the convenience goods.
Yeah, convenience store food that is full of flavor and
Delicious. And ready right now.
Yeah.
And increases my girth daily.
Yeah.
And instead of stopping, I doubled down.
Yeah.
That's the opposite.
That's the opposite. I said instead of not eating donuts, I will eat 6 at a time.
Wow.
Hey, sometimes to be able to change your ways, you got to hit rock bottom, and so all you're doing is inviting rock bottom.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know if that's true.
Say, how can I get there? Fast, 6 dunkers.
But yesterday I said, okay, I'm a mess. I'm a slob. I hate me. And I said to my wife, I said, listen, my lovely wife, whom I love, I've spent all of our money on convenience food.
Oh, no.
And she says, that's a rascally thing to do, you little silly Billy. And I said, here's what I think.
Your wife is very gracious.
Yeah, very. And she
I
said,
can't take her seriously, to be honest with you. Not with that language.
You silly Billy. How are we going to pay rent?
Exactly.
It's a chilly Willy, you silly Billy.
Exactly.
What the heck, man?
I never want to go to that Chuck E. Cheese. That was a terrifying voice.
I was just waiting for an opening to say
Oh,
it.
you silly Billy. Stop it. All this needs to stop. None of it needs to happen again.
Sorry, Nathaniel. Go ahead.
Listen, she didn't say that.
Okay.
She didn't say any of that.
She
Okay.
swore. She was super angry.
She dropped
She
an
did.
Effie.
No, she won't swear at me. I swear at her, she will swear back.
Oh, that's a real jam you got.
No, it's like fun, not like I'm not trying to be mean.
Babe, swear at me.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
It makes me feel so much better than I did it to you if you do it to me.
I say an Effie, you say an Essie. Come on, join the party.
This is an exchange, baby.
She won't do it. Anyways, long story long, she said, hey, what are we going to do to, correct this situation? And I says to her, why don't you just hold on to my wallet? And I'll delete the Apple Pay off my phone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
She knew. She knew I had the Apple Pay in the back pocket.
You rascally devil.
Yeah. And so she took my wallet. And I gave it to her.
I was okay.
And I deleted the Apple Pay. And today I did not dine upon sundries.
Sounds like you couldn't have if you wanted to.
I couldn't have if I wanted
You
to.
boxed yourself in. That's
Here's
the way.
the thing. Here's the thing. I'm still a man of ill repute.
Yeah.
And before I came here, I was looking around for my wallet. I said, maybe she's left it out.
I mean, I get that, man. If your house is super flammable, you got to put the fences far out so nobody can get close.
And I couldn't find it. So I said, she's done me right. She's perfected me.
She don't drop no S's, but
So-
she's done me right.
And it is the presumption that if you get into some sort of pickle, what do you got to buy gas or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I go to work and I come back.
Yeah.
And I go to work and I come back. And I go to work and I come back. And that takes less than a tank of gas for 1 week.
Yeah.
And so by the end of the week, I say, hey, I got to fill up.
Yeah. Let's go out, baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
I was listening to a different podcast this week, and they were talking
dare
about I know, and they were talking about how even like the most super disciplined dudes out there still don't, especially with like dietary wise, they may seem like they're the most physically fit and like they have no struggles whatsoever with keeping garbage out of their mouth, and they say, yeah, I just don't keep it in my house.
Oh, yeah.
It's like part of it. Ben and I were talking about this a while ago.
Yeah.
It's like if you see a fire, you don't run in the fire. And just keep it.
Sage advice from Ben.
Maybe that's not what Ben said. I
I
don't remember.
feel like I run into fires a lot, fellas.
Here's what I'm saying: is that I do. I see it. I say, yeah, I can handle myself. I'm a big man. Big man know what to do.
I'm a big man.
I can keep my wallet on me. I can't.
No.
I cannot.
Dang it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. All right, so you're the fella you wanted to be today. Starting today.
Starting today. Today is I'll take it back. Yesterday I went out on a trip to the Hy-Vee to get stuff for house church.
Yeah.
And while I was at the Hy-Vee, I picked up some sundries.
Yeah.
And I left them in my car. So this morning I had a little treat waiting for me.
You're like a crack addict, man.
You're like everybody I've ever met.
Buddy, I forgot I put a rock behind my seat.
I am. I'm a monster.
If you're a monster, I don't want to know what that makes me.
I think Mike's right though. I think, and to what you were saying, I think fellas are it's a lack of self-control, but then there's also like a real subversive, crafty lack of self-control. Like you have to. This is where I think where Jesus is like, hey, dude, you got to cut it off, because at its core, we don't do things like I can show some restraint very well. Like we're just not very good at it. So you gotta throw out the computer. You gotta like refuse to ever attend the store all by yourself. You gotta give your wallet away. Like these are just things fellas have to do.
We're monsters.
I'm a poster boy for no self-control.
Yeah.
Apparently, I have to get rid of my cell phone, my wallet, my car. I need to move to the woods.
Can't have any mirrors.
Live off the land.
That's
Can't
what
have
I'm
any
saying.
mirrors.
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
I had a.
If you think that I'm giving myself a hey buddy when I see it in the mirror, you are sorely mistaken, sir. I see myself and go, is this what the Lord made?
Yeah.
Like,
look at that juicy popsicle.
is this what he called good today? Because it doesn't feel right.
I will rejoice and be glad in this.
I made it good. I don't know what you did with it.
I'm going to put that on my mirror.
So actually, that was one of the questions that I think has been on my mind even over the last year, which is like, what do I say no to?
Oh.
Like, what urge of mine where I'm like, even something as simple as I read an article. Okay, actually, the background of the story is super helpful. So one of the things I thought of just for turning the year is I said, look, I got to live with what I have. I do not need anything new. I don't.
Nice.
And so the consumables, like maybe shoelaces or something, okay, but like no trolling the government deal sites to see if I can pick up some sort of subwoofer. Like I have enough microphones for sure. I don't need any more microphones.
You give them out.
I have this. I'm like they're flowing out of my car. Like they when I open the door, 3 microphones pour out. I have books. I have plenty of books. I've not read all my books. I don't need any more books. I'm studying the book of Matthew probably for at least another year, and so like I'm full up on commentaries, and so like I thought I don't need anything. My pants will be fine. I don't need new pants, and so I said like I have to deal with what I have until the end of June, and so I was doing real well.
Yeah, why June?
It's half the year.
Oh, okay.
I don't do a full year commitment.
Actually, I said
By the end of the June,
I'll
see if I need new
That's
shoelaces.
what you say no to, full year commitment.
I go through shoes about once every 6 months, and so reasonably,
Better shoes.
I was buying.
Stop buying Crocs.
Here's the deal: I was buying really expensive shoes, like embarrassingly expensive. I would buy these shoes like 3 figures. I would be into the Hyundai Plus, and because like this is outrageous to me. This cost of shoes. Maybe this is a normal pair of shoe price, but like I just find this outrageous. I'm looking at apartment prices, and so I got myself down. I finally found a pair that I enjoy underneath, but I thought I would wear out for 6 months. Anyway, caveat. So the broad point was this felt good. This felt like I can't just go on Amazon and go, oh, I need a new bookshelf. No, you're not getting one. You're going to deal with the bookshelves you do not have or whatever. And then last week, I just like some earphone plugs that go on the end of your earbuds showed up in the Amazon, and Amanda goes, "What are these for?" I'm like, "Did I order those?" I legitimately did not remember ordering them, nor do I remember needing them for any particular reason.
Do you have the Alexa thing where it tells you something and then you just say, "Yeah, go ahead," and then it orders it for you or something?
No. So I figured it out after about an hour. I'd read some sort of article where someone's like, "Hey man, I got the Pixel Buds with my Google phone." And it says, hey, here's how you get the most out of your Pixel Buds. And they said, you should get these Comply foam tips, which I've had in the past. And I remember reading and go, yeah, man, they really seal well because my ears are different sizes, the ear canals. I got like a medium in the left and a large in the right. It's perverse. Leviticus is against it. And so So I ordered these tips, and but that's exactly what I would do normally. I just go, hey man, they're $8 or something.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm
pick
grab
those up, no problem. And that was the exact thing I was trying to hold myself from not doing. But in my defense, and this is what I told my wife, I said I won't use them, but like I didn't even think about it. Like it's not like I ran through my head and go, "Hey, you're not supposed to get anything, but I really want those." I didn't even think about it. Just go, I'm gonna pick them up. And I picked them up, and so anyway, it's one of the things I was targeting to do is just like deal with what you have on whatever, except for consumables. And this is even like socks, and I could really use some socks. I'm like, you're gonna have to do with your 3 pairs of socks or whatever. Wash more often, or something. Anyway,
Hey man, can I get you some socks?
no.
Like you won't buy it. It'll be me. It'll be a gift
No.
to you, so you don't have to keep wearing the same gross 3 pairs over and over again.
No, it can't. I can't take.
Okay,
Can't accept
all right.
gifts in this area.
I didn't know if it was a giftable situation where you could accept a gift in this.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. Let me tell you a real quick story about my self-control today.
Okay.
I was real proud of myself. I got an email from the Uber Eats that said $20 free.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, heck yeah. Like that's a meal. And I found myself immediately at the Perkins part of Uber Eats
Yeah.
looking at a whole peanut butter silk pie that was $15.
Uh-huh.
And so I put it in my cart, applied the coupon. I was like, I can get a whole pie delivered to me right now for
Free
like
pie.
$3.85.
Yeah.
After all the fees and the tip. And I'm like, I'm doing this right now. And then I was like, wait a minute. Remember the fact that you're fat and diabetic.
Yeah.
Maybe not a good choice, because I immediately thought to myself, how am I going to hide this from my wife?
This is what I'm saying.
Like she can't get home, and like she'll look in the trash after she's got to throw away a straw or something, and then there's a whole box of pie, and I'm like, hey baby, don't worry about that. I'm fine. And like
The whole pie's gone. Everything's good.
right, exactly. I ate the whole thing.
It's not a risk to me.
Yeah,
There's none
exactly.
left.
Yeah, it's no longer a temptation to me. It's gone.
Nathaniel,
It's the stupidest thing ever.
we
And
were
I
just
did not order
talking
the pie.
We were just talking about that yesterday, about not only like stopping at the gas station and getting the donuts or whatever, but like you got to eat them all, and then you got to
Right.
stop somewhere before you're home and throw them away.
Yep.
So there's no evidence to the fact that you bought the donuts. And I mean, I've done like my car is cleaner than it should be because of I go to the gas station.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh,
this
man.
is
We're
just- this, and that was here's
We're all
the deal.
gross.
You can deal with donuts. You cannot deal with like backhandedly deceiving people around you so that you can eat donuts. And that's where me and Nathaniel had a joint to come to the Lord about it yesterday.
See, that's funny. Is my wife is lovely, and like very recently, I ate some ice cream and didn't feel good about myself for it. I was like, man, I shouldn't have had all that. And I was like, I was in the kitchen eating the ice cream because I didn't want my wife to see me. I wasn't even eating that much. It was just
Yeah.
ice cream. But I was like, this is dumb. Why am I eating this? And Gianna came around the corner and like looked at me, and like immediately I was like, ooh. Like I
Like a raccoon in a trash can.
literally, like she just turned on the garage lights outside,
And you were kissing
like I
another
was
lady
like,
in there.
like I'm freaking. And she looks at me. She goes, "What?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And she goes, "You're eating ice cream. It's okay." And I was like, "No, I shouldn't be eating this ice cream. I ate too much." And she looks at me. She goes, "You know, if you came home with 2 gallons ice cream and then went and sat in your office and ate both gallons, like I wouldn't even be mad at you. I'd just be like, well, that wasn't a good choice, was it?" And I'd be like, "No." She'd be like, "Bet your stomach hurts now too, doesn't it?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she'd be like, "I mean, maybe don't do that, but like I'm not mad at you." And I was like, so I love this woman. She recognizes that I have some rough stuff going on sometimes, and like a lot of the times I take it out on food, and I'm very guilty to myself on that. But she was just like, I mean, I love you. You're dealing with stuff. Like, don't do it a lot, but like you don't have to. You don't have to. When I come around the corner and you got some ice cream in your hands, like, come on, man.
Oh yeah, no, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. I'm like
Actually,
an opossum.
Yeah.
She freaking encouraged me recently to start spending more money on myself. Mm-hmm. I don't understand what I've done, but this woman tells me I should play more video games. She tells me that I should like go buy more things for myself, and tells me if I ate 2 gallons of ice cream, it'd be fine. I don't know why I have this woman that's very loving to me, but maybe very, very enabling to me. But like, I bought a Funko Pop recently because I was like, okay, maybe it's a thing I want to start collecting. Like, it's kind of cool. I'm
What's
a
that?
nerd.
What is a Funko Pop?
Like the little figurines in the boxes that you can get of like all kinds of characters. You can get them from like movies and TV shows.
With a big head on it?
Kinda, yeah. Like I like the Incredible Hulk, and so someone recently bought me one, and I was like, oh, there's like a lot of these out there, and so I found a couple at a store, and I was like, oh, these are kind of cool, and I brought them home, and I had this weird buyer's remorse where I'm like, I mean, I didn't have to spend that money. Like, it could have just been, I didn't need that.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, I love this. This is fantastic. You need to buy more. She starts figuring out how I can display them around my office and stuff. I'm like, what the heck? This woman's great.
Your wife has done you dirty. She's trying to make sure you're not able to marry again.
If she leaves me and then someone meets me and I bring them to the apartment, they're like, why do you have 48 figurines of the Hulk on your wall?
Yeah. She'll be laughing in her untimely demise from the heavens.
Let's be real honest about it. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
Like, that would not be what stops me from finding another woman.
She's just making sure.
I thought the Funko Pop bubble burst.
It did.
I thought.
That's what I'm saying.
Funko Pop bubble burst?
She's done him
I
dirty.
thought they were like a real collectible item, like a high value, and then the bubble, obviously, it always has to burst, and it did.
Yeah, I'm not trying to sell them.
You're not looking for an investment strategy?
Yeah, no, like I know people who do that with like toys and stuff. I'm like, no, I just like fun Hulk.
He just liked toys.
What do we think about crypto, boys?
Let's not get into that.
Okay.
Let's talk back in the
Bye
alley.
high.
You guys do that after the show.
Okay. All right, you're listening to Live from the Path. Here we go. America's second fastest growing internet game show, Toke or Woke.
Woke or Toke?
Woke or Toke.
Hang on a minute. You only asked Nathaniel what he was doing for his.
That's actually true. You did only ask Nathaniel
And
about
then you
what
talked
he did this
about
year.
yourself for a while and how you only make 6 months commitments.
Hold on. That's because you every time we talk about any type of year-end or New Year's thing, you criticize it as if it's dumb. And so
No.
I skipped you intentionally.
No, here's what you're going to do.
That does sound like something you do, Mike.
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, and then we're going to do Woke and Toke. Here's what I'm doing. I'm doing the pick up, put down.
So I don't get mine?
Shut up. Whatever you're going to do is dumb. What I'm going to do is great.
Yeah, I need to be a better friend to you because your wife is taking the high road. Someone has to be bad cop.
Yeah, it's probably true.
All right, listen.
Pick up, put down, huh?
I'm doing the pick up, put down. So every month I pick something up and put something down. And then when a new month shows up, then I do it again.
Give me an
Pick up
example.
the thing you already put down.
No, well I can. So like this month I picked up doing sit-ups and I put down soda. That's January.
That's an amazing exchange.
How is it going?
The soda's going great. The sit-ups are not great. I hurt myself 15 days in and then really fluffed it.
Did you try to do
You
a
did
full sit-up?
Oh, no, I can do a full sit-up, but I did it on the hardwood floor, and then I hurt my tailbone like an old man, and then I couldn't sit right. Oh. Then I put like 3 pillows underneath myself, and then I was barely doing any work. I'm like, man.
You got like a lazy Susan.
Okay.
I'm old.
Legitimately, do like leg crunches and then do Russian twists.
Hold on a minute. I have a follow-up question to what I just said. Is the lazy Susan both that pillow that sits up on its own and the thing that spins in the kitchen?
No, it's only the thing that spins in the kitchen.
What do you call the pillow that sits up on its own?
Like that has the 2 arms on it?
yeah.
A chair.
No.
I call that a pillow. I've never called that a lazy Susan.
It's
in my
got to
life.
have a name.
I don't know what you call that.
Lazy Steve.
No, it's not a fella, for sure.
It's for sure not. It's got 2 arms. It ain't
Dudes
a
can't
fella.
sit on the floor like that. Okay.
I've never heard that called the lazy
What
Susan
do you
before.
Mike, do you already know what your February is?
I
He's
know
gonna
what
pick
I'm.
back up
I know what
sit-ups.
I'm picking up. I'm picking up planking with my daughter.
Oh. How long
Is it all core exercises that you're trying to do? Or-
I don't. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just picking up and putting down.
What are you putting
So
down?
like, I'm picking up the planking. I'm putting down.
Nathaniel.
Sit-ups.
You call Nathaniel every day with
I
an
don't know.
insult.
I haven't quite decided yet
Yeah.
what I'm putting down.
I love that idea.
I feel like it's cheap to put down the same thing, but I might also keep the soda out. We'll have to see.
Have you thought about keeping, like putting down and then just rolling over to the next month, having put down the one thing and not picking it back up?
Yeah, maybe.
Like
yeah.
soda and then pick
So
it.
like, here's the freedom of this: is like when March comes around, like it doesn't have to be like exercises or food, right? Like I could pick up like playing guitar for 30 minutes a day.
Yeah.
You know, so like and then I could put down like stopping at the gas station, or I could put down like leaving my laundry in the dryer or whatever the heck.
You should
I
learn
do.
a new language.
That's terrible. I could pick up learning a new language if I want to.
Like I feel like it'd be hysterical to hear you speak Spanish. I don't know why.
Yeah, I only know how to profane in Spanish.
True. Same actually. I speak Mexican menu.
Oh. Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called a backrest pillow. Oh, they call it a husband pillow.
It is a dude.
Oh.
They
How
are
dare you?
Because they are supportive and have arms that wrap around and further support.
Oh no. That's creepy. Oh. That's a creepy dude.
I've been inappropriate with that pillow.
What? Why would you say that? For heaven's sakes, Ben.
Meaning
I've been inappropriate with that.
Grossest thing
Hey,
I have ever heard you say.
I'd put that down.
There is no context
don't
to
even
I've
have
been
one.
inappropriate with that pillow that will ever be acceptable.
Burn the husband pillow at Ben's house. Take it out to the burn pit.
If I'm ever at your house again, I'm standing in the kitchen
Listen
for
to
the
me.
whole time.
Okay,
I've been
literally
inappropriate with that pillow.
5-6 minutes ago, I was inviting a guy to be on this show, and
Cancel that invite now.
my worry is always like, what if they listen to the last show?
Oh, no.
And that's what they think. And this is the one where Ben decides
Just say
that
I've
he's been inappropriate
with that pillow.
with the husband pillow.
What
I thought it was a wife pillow.
I meant was that it hugged me. That's what I meant.
No one cares what you meant.
Whatever you're
It
thinking
does
is
not
not
matter.
right.
No, that plane's already sailed, man.
Top 10 grossest things that have been ever said on this show. I've been inappropriate with that pillow. Oh gosh.
Okay.
Anyway,
Toke woke a toke.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
But what'd you do? Do you do anything first of the year? What a waste. What a waste of time.
I don't think it's called the husband pillow.
I don't care what you've been inappropriate with it.
Not in this state.
It's not legal in this area. I'm going to use Band-Aids more.
Good.
I get infections with stupid small cuts, and I'm going to start using Band-Aids more. Like that's the move. Anyway, I'm going to start saying no to pie a lot more often. Heck
Well,
yeah.
success. Put one in the, in the
Start.
win column.
Yeah. Okay, woke or toke?
Okay, I'm ready.
Y'all ready?
Nope, there are no alternative names. I made boyfriend pillow. That doesn't help either. Never mind.
Doesn't matter what. Like it's so sweet, Moses. Okay, all right.
I want to see what you Googled. What constitutes inappropriate?
What's inappropriate touch on a husband pillow? Show me on the husband pillow where you touch him
no. Okay, we got to move on.
Okay.
It
Okay,
hugged
go.
me from behind. Go ahead.
Access. Access. Is that woke or is that toke?
Oh, so it could be a weed shop or the name of
Could
New
be a
Age
weed
church.
shop or a new age church. Access. Nathaniel.
It's toke.
It's toke. Ben.
I think,
Woke
it's,
toke.
I think that's a woke. That's a church.
Ben's in for a woke. Mike.
I'm in for woke as well.
2 wokes and a toke. Access is a woke church.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Daggum.
You should get the tagline from the church. They always put the motto on the website.
That's true. I should grab him.
Okay.
Holy smokes.
Oh.
Holy smokes. Ben, is that woke or toke?
Boy, I just. Yeah, okay, toke. Toke.
Ben's in for a toke. Mike, holy smokes.
That's got to be toke.
Mike says toke. Nathaniel,
I'm on the bandwagon.
3 tokes, no wokes. Holy smokes is woke church.
What?
Yep.
No way.
Yep. I knew I'd get you with that one.
Where's this place at?
I think that was in Louisiana.
Holy smokes.
Holy smokes church.
Holy
Hold
smokes.
on. Holy smoke. No. These are all. Holy smokes is a cult. Hold on. This is on an atheism thread on the Reddit. Church of Holy Smoke. Holy smokes. But everyone's running a stupid barbecue.
That does sound like a barbecue joint.
Holy smokes.
Okay, that does sound like an old man barbecue
That's
joint.
true.
I
Come
just-
on down to Holy Smokes for some gospel and some brisket.
James 3.
All right. The high road.
Doggone it.
The high road. Mike, woke or toke?
Come on. I'm going toke.
Toke on the high road. Nathaniel, the high road.
I'm going woke.
Woke. We got 1 woke, 1 toke. Ben, high road.
Toke.
We got 2 tokes, 1 woke. The high road is a weed shop. That's a toke. That is a toke.
Okay, hold on. Access Church is in Lakeland.
Cool.
Well, sorry, we were looking for a tagline.
Which you did not provide. You just said
Just
where
said
it's at.
Lakeland. Is that California?
I don't know.
Ben, thank you.
I got too many tabs open looking for this. Holy smokes!
I got lost in on Holy Smokes Barbecue. They got this brisket mac and cheese that I'm real excited about. All right. The Portal. The Portal. Nathaniel, is that woke or is that toke?
I'm gonna say a tentative woke.
A tentative woke.
No, there's no tentatives. You're
Okay,
in or you're
I'm
out.
full in. Toke. No, woke.
You're full in, Toke, woke, what?
Final answer, woke.
Woke. All right. Ben, the portal. Woke or Toke?
I'm gonna go with woke.
2 wokes.
I'm also in on woke.
3 wokes on the portal.
Yeah.
That is correct. That's a woke.
Wow. I'd like to sit in these meetings when people are naming their church. They're like, what non-biblical phrase can we use to convince people to come in here? Space style.
Okay, Holy Smoke is in Edgewood, New Mexico.
Okay?
Number 3 Church Street says Holy Smoke is a spirit-filled, non-denominational Christian church based in
I
Edgewood,
thought it
New
was
Mexico.
Louisiana.
A short drive from Albuquerque.
Yeah.
I don't. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
All right. One Love. One Love, the Modest Yahoo song. Ben, is that woke or is that Toke?
That's woke.
That's a woke for Ben. Mike, is that a woke or a Toke?
One Love from the Bob Marley song. That's a toke.
That's a Toke. One woke, one Toke. Nathaniel?
I'm gonna go woke.
One Love. You're going to go woke? So 2 wokes, 1 Toke?
That's a toker. Come on.
Mike, that's woke.
Wow, come
One
on.
Love Church. Dang it. All caps. One Love.
Is there a space between one and
Nope,
love?
just One Love. All caps. That's a woke.
One love.
Spirit Fire. Spirit Fire. Who am I on first? Is it you, Ben?
No, it's Mike's.
Mike, Spirit Fire. Woke or Toke?
Woke.
Woke on Spirit Fire?
Yeah.
Nathaniel, don't give me that face. Woke or Toke? Spirit Fire.
Toke.
That's a Toke. We got 1 woke, 1 Toke. Ben, Spirit Fire. What's the tie?
It's a woke.
Woke?
Yep.
Spirit Fire is a woke. That's correct.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Daggum.
Higher Ground. Woke or Toke, Nathaniel? Higher Ground.
That's gotta be a toke.
It's got to be a Toke.
It's gotta
That
be
is
a toke.
that is a full-fledged statement. Ben, Higher Ground. Woke or Toke?
I think that's a toke.
2 Tokes?
Yep.
Mike,
I'm coming in with the W.
you're going woke?
Yeah.
That's a Toke.
Come on. What? How did the portal make it? That's a woke church. And higher ground's out.
This one's great. Fresh. Just fresh.
Just fresh.
Oh man.
Woke or Toke? I think, Ben, that's you. Fresh. Just the word fresh.
Toke.
That's a Toke?
Yep.
Mike, fresh.
Fresh ministries. Fresh wind, fresh fire. Woke. Dance with me.
Did you just word association your way
Gotta be
back?
it.
Nathaniel, fresh.
Yeah,
Woke or Toke?
I'm also on the woke.
We got 2 wokes and a Toke. That fresh is, in fact, a woke.
Yeah.
Woo!
Just fresh church.
Come on.
Fresh church. The rest of it is stale.
Okay, got a couple more. Lifted Spirits. Lifted Spirits. Mike, I think that's you. Lifted Spirits. Woke or Toke?
I think that's a toke.
You think that's a Toke? Lifted
Yeah.
Spirits?
Yeah.
Nathaniel, woke or Toke? Lifted Spirits.
It's woke.
That's a woke. Ben, what do you think? Lifted Spirits.
Woke.
2 wokes and 1 Toke?
Yeah.
Lifted Spirits is a Toke.
Yes.
All right, we got one last one. High Society.
Okay.
High Society.
This better be a toke.
You'd be surprised at some of these church names. I mean, we got Holy Smokes already.
Yeah, that's true.
High Society. Where am I at, Nathaniel?
Yeah, that's toke.
That's Toke. High Society.
The toke. I'm gonna go toke.
Toke?
Yep.
Mike? High Society.
High society better. It's toke.
You saying Toke?
Toke.
3 Tokes, no wokes on High Society?
Yeah, burn it.
It's gotta be toke.
Oh.
It's gotta be.
Oh, boys.
No.
Oh, boys.
Say it ain't so.
That's a Toke.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah, good. Good.
That was a real risk.
Honorable mention is New Horizons was a new church. New Horizons was a woke.
Yeah, that could have gone either way, too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right on the
There's
line.
also that church on the south side. This is neither woke nor toke, but it's called Eagle Vision Church. It's not on Eagle Vision Road. It's just Eagle Vision. It's like, why?
Is there something holy about the... I mean...
Eagles are said to have good vision.
Yeah, well, yeah. Isn't there an eagle that flies in Revelation? It's carrying like a banner or something, if I remember
The
correctly.
eagle, it's the standard. Isn't the eagle on the standard? Oh, that's the vulture.
That's the
The
vulture,
vulture and
talking
the
about
eagle
Romans.
problem. Yeah. I don't know.
Carry
People
on
are like,
eagle's
what's
wings.
sharp? What is clear? Eagle vision.
Eagle Vision.
Eagle vision. What do we want people to know about us? We've got good eyesight. Eagle vision. That sounds like an optometrist. Come on down to Eagle Vision.
I don't know. Let's say that you rolled into a new town. Like, it's been a while since I had to like find a fresh church.
Yeah.
You know, and
Fresh
like,
church.
Yeah. And so like you go into town and like I don't even know how I'd start to figure these out, right? Like generally I'll go to non-denominationals, but like, you know, I could be sucked into just about anywhere depending on where the Lord leads. But like based on names, I don't know that they lead me anywhere.
Right.
If you're the first or second iteration of the church of whatever at your place, I'm not probably coming there. Right? Because
You're not the First Baptist
Here's
church.
the thing: is it seems like you have inner conflict that I don't want to join in on. Right? If you've split a couple times, that now we're numbering the iterations of you, I'm not coming. Right? But like also ego vision, I'm like, what's that even supposed to mean? I don't even know. What do you do here? Does everyone peer at each other right in the beginning?
But then you see the churches that are like half church, half coffee shop, and it's like the monastery.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm definitely not going there. I bet they've got great coffee, but I'm not going there.
We do burn a lot. We burn a lot of calories on like clever names. You know, and like here's what I want you to envision when you're trying to come up with a name. I want you to imagine that Paul walks in and what he would say about anything you've done, right? After just freshly getting his butt whooped somewhere for the
Right.
gospel, and he's out there stringing tents together and like traveling, getting in boat wrecks, like doing all kinds of stuff. And he walks into your Hebrews coffee shop and goes, how much time did you spend on this?
Paul would just walk in and be like, why aren't you just the church of the town you're in?
Yeah, this is the church
Is this not the church of West Des Moines?
of Townville.
Yeah, imagine him writing a letter to the Hebrews.
Yeah.
But
If
he
you're-
means it as a coffee shop.
It is kind of a like I don't know whether I believe in that or not. I have to think about it, but like churches spend a lot of time like on their branding and
Yeah,
whatever,
you hire
and
people
like
to do
how do we
branding.
reach people? We got to reach the lost, you know. Well, like most normally,
Good shepherd.
like if you take the metaphor, like I reach for things, I'm still within like 3 feet of them. You know what I'm saying? My arms are only so long, and so like I don't sit in Nebraska and go, I'm reaching for you from like a state away. That's not reaching. And so like when you sit at your place and decide these campaigns of how you're going to reach people, why don't you just pray on that? You know what I'm saying? Like these are the things that like you're the linchpin of your marketing campaign when really it's just God that does.
Right, yeah.
Right? So like if God's got you opening a church, you should in full faith open the doors and go, he'll send people. I mean, what am I going to do? Like, I mean, I can talk to people but I'm opening a church, but like, do I believe that God will send people to where he wants them without me being the linchpin to doing a bunch of work? Yes. Do I think that God might have me be doing a bunch of work to bring people in? Sure. That's a possibility. But I don't know that it's based on your cleverness. Right. Or the things that like you can come up with. Right? It's like a part of me wants to just tear everything down and go, like, put your head out the door and go, we're starting a church. It's Sunday at 9. And then see how many people God shows up with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
just let him do what he's going to do. And, like, stop acting like we have to have a sweet monastery coffee budget, you know, for people to show up here.
How much are we going to spend on beanies this year, guys?
I want to spend zero money on beanies. Man, let's make sure that the heat is on and that the
Yeah.
lights work.
We're not the right guys. We go, what should our logo be? I don't know, the bathroom guy?
Yeah, let's use that dude. He speaks to the common man.
Do we need a definite article? Should we be the well or just well?
Well, church.
By the way,
Well, comma, church. What did you pull up?
so yeah, if we are looking at these are the pastors of the Holy Smokes Church.
No, it is not.
These fellows right here, lady.
It looks like Roseanne if she had weight loss surgery on the right.
I don't know what I was expecting.
Don't tell me I'm wrong. Look at that.
No, I got to be honest with you. Like, their entire sound system is in that 6x8 picture.
Yeah,
Both speakers and the board are visible. The man is left-handedly playing the guitar. You can tell a lot about it. There's
The guy on the
poinsettias.
left looks like he failed out of pilot school
I don't know why that's
and now
not.
drives a combine.
That should be feeding back something fierce. Like
Yeah.
they're right in front of those speakers.
Yeah, this is a staged photo.
Of course, you two look at that and go, let's look at the sound
That's why the
system
guy's
and
got
break
his
it down.
eyes closed. It's terrible.
Look at
Yeah.
these poinsettias behind him.
You can't have two Fender speakers pointed right at your microphone and not expect to have troubles.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
hoping this was a video, to be honest with you.
No, that's what I clicked on. I thought it also may be a video, but it was not. Anyway,
You should add them on Facebook and see if they want to come on the show.
Something tells me they don't.
Mike, Roseanne, you want to be in on this?
of course.
His name's Mike, too.
Okay, you ready? You want to do some advice, or do you got some other stuff?
Was there anything more to that text message conversation?
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can give me 2 minutes. I could probably finish it out. But
Okay, yeah.
So my brother recently got a new number, and because he's going through some crap, he's on the straights recently, and got a new number, and we're talking the other day, and him and I have not gotten along very well most of our lives, but we're doing all right now, which is really nice actually. But we're talking, and like after 45 minutes of chatting, and he'll randomly throw out these platitudes like, God's really got a plan right now. And he does not believe that for a second, but I think he's trying to appease me. And it just makes me laugh every time. He's like, man, God is good and all this different stuff. I'm like, agreed, whatever. We'll get past that. And so he's saying to me, just out of nowhere, he goes, hey, what's your wife's number? And I tell it to him, and he goes, wait, it's not this number? And I go, no. He goes, can you look that up on your phone and see if you know this person? I said, yeah, sure. So I look it up, and I don't know the person. Trey doesn't know the person. I ask a couple other people that are in my inner circle if they know the person. Nobody knows. And Trey goes, okay, that's creepy. And I go, what's going on? He goes, I've been getting a text message every morning from this number that I don't know. And this is a brand new phone for me. He hasn't had this number more than a week. And it's Jesus texts at 5:30 in the morning every morning that he wakes up to. And it's not even like lame, Jesus loves you. Not saying that's lame, but like it's like legitimate, like, today you should make certain that you're not walking in fear.
Yeah.
Because all this, like, it's deep stuff, like paragraph stuff of texts that is just like encouragement. And he's like, man, I'm like 6 days sober right now. And every morning I wake up and I read this text message about my life. And like, I just sit on that for a minute. And he goes, I've only not said anything because this whole time I thought it was Gianna, your wife. And I go, no, dude, it's not us texting you. And he goes, okay, that's creepy. And I go, uh-huh. And he goes, I don't know who it is. I'm going to text them. And I said, you shut your mouth right now. You are not going to text them. You're not going to figure out who it is. You're not going to do anything that's going to stop that text message thread from coming in.
Yeah.
Like, you just let that ride. And if they ever stop, great. I'll pick up the slack. You let me know when that stops. I got plenty of people who will text you every morning and say something about Jesus that you need to hear, or something about you that you need to hear. And like, when I tell you that this dude never shuts up, even more than I don't ever shut up, like, we're both talkers, Trey's worse than me. He literally is speechless. He just goes, man, that's weird. And I go, yeah. And he goes, no, like, that's really weird. And I go, I mean, it's Jesus. And he goes, no, man, like, that's really, why am I getting these text messages? And I'm laughing, and I'm like, dude, I don't know, but like, I could chalk it up to saying, like, you can't run away from him. Like, there ain't no running, especially in this moment. Jesus is like, hey, I got a guy I need you to text. You don't know him. It might have been a number that, like, it was somebody else's number that signed up for a text message like a year ago.
Yeah.
And their number randomly got recycled and it got to you. We could probably figure out the logic behind it. But you shut your mouth and you start taking that in every morning and going, man, Jesus needs me to know that I don't need to be fearful of this right now. I just need to, like, trust in him. And Jesus needs me to know that I'm not the sum of all the mistakes that I've made, and I can have a clean slate if I just follow him. And I'm like, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And like, I immediately get off that phone and I call my wife and I go, let me tell you about my Jesus. And I'm like, how cool is this that Trey has literally been getting a text message every morning, like a full-on Jesus thing. He has no idea who it is, thought it was you, and like just has been taking this in every day. And so I'm just like, man, I love my God that's like, yeah, he's not running far enough away from me. He's never gotten far enough away from me, and he never will. Even in these moments when he feels lower than low, and like, he's not looking for me, but I'm here, and I'm going to show him that I never left. And I'm like, I love that so much.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yep.
So I just figured I'd share that because I was real pumped about it. And I was like, dude, you let me know if those ever stop because I'll pick them up and I'll make sure we get you on a text message thread that does that every morning. Like, good for you, man.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was awesome and I was really pumped about it.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Dear, live from the path. My dear friend has discovered that her live-in boyfriend of 2 years has been hiding $55,000 in credit card debt. This man contributes very little to the household expenses, she owns the house, and barely helps to maintain it. Instead, he spends his money on alcohol and vaping products. He refuses to share any details about his debt. What kind of details do you need? He's spending on alcohol and vaping products.
$55,000.
Yeah, and doesn't like being asked about it.
Of course he doesn't.
She has asked him to drink less and stop vaping entirely, but nothing has changed. What advice should I share with her? I don't want to hurt her feelings, but I want to give fair and honest advice.
Okay, you know what to say.
Right.
There's, like, I'm having trouble putting together like three options. There's two, probably one.
Right.
Like, one of them you could go, look, I'm not a good friend to you at all. You should just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You could try that, see how it goes. The other one is like this man does not appear to have any redeeming qualities whatsoever,
Nor any respect for you.
Right, like if at the very least, and I will say that like sometimes the details don't matter. Like oftentimes you'll press people for details because you want to figure it. You want to like give people the benefit of the doubt. You want to figure it out, see if you can help them with an underlying problem. Sometimes the details are actually completely irrelevant. Like he spent it on alcohol and vaping products. He's not good with his money. But to the extent that he's not honest, to the extent that he's not contributing anything to your life necessarily, and is not a trustworthy partner to either establish a long-term relationship, most certainly have children, this is not a good relationship, and you should get out of it directly.
And like to be very new agey on this, like there's probably a perspective on her end where she just doesn't, like she may not have any idea that she deserves better than that. Like if she's willing to be with this dude for years, let him live with her. He doesn't contribute anything to the house, barely, and is spending all his money on alcohol and vaping, and you've asked him to stop, and he does not care.
On credit. These are credit purchases.
Right, exactly. How much are you? If you're not contributing to any kind of rent or anything like that, either you barely make any money and you're putting it all on credit, or you make plenty of money and you're spending all of that and then needing credit on top of that to continue your alcohol consumption and or vaping. But like there's a chance that your friend just doesn't think she deserves any better. Maybe she's been hurt in the past. Maybe she's got her own crap. But like start there. Like, before breaking him down, just be like, hey, let's talk about what kind of situation you're in. Like, you have a deadbeat of a boyfriend and are living with him and you're just fine with it so far and are letting him walk all over you. Why is that?
Well, you broke him down as part of building her up. You said before breaking him down, but, like, that was your setup. He's a deadbeat.
True, fine. Break him down, build her up at the same time.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure we're in alignment. That is
No, that's fair.
You
That's
can
fair.
disparage this man.
Just take his wallet.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's what he needs.
It's a good question, actually. Is that like where do you draw the line between the man, he needs help, and so I'm going to help him by taking his wallet, versus he's a deadbeat and you should probably cut him loose?
I mean, the conversations that they have together, like if she's attempted, I mean, obviously it didn't say this in the question, but like I wonder how much time that they've spent trying to figure this out. Like, has she had multiple repeated conversations with him and he's just not willing to change? Like, has she tried to make concessions with him to try and figure out if there's the common ground that they can find? Has she tried to be better and help him in some way? I don't know about all that.
Yeah, maybe you should start using vaping products. Maybe we can do it together.
I didn't mean make concessions as in she starts drinking and vaping, but okay. I suppose you could take it that way.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, he's full of crap. This is not the full story. People don't go $55,000. No one gives a credit line to a man of $55,000.
What do you think it is? Sports betting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's sports betting.
He's a gambler, my friends. This man
That's
is
true.
involved in shady deals because, I mean, first of all.
Either that or he's got 45 credit cards.
Or I mean, they're just more savvy than they used to be. You can't squeeze out $55,000 in credit card debt without any collateral because you don't own a home on the finger because you purchased a lot of alcohol and vape products.
That is a lot of Modelo for
Yeah.
sure.
I think the man. So I think
It's a lot of Modelo.
if you could put some things together and go, look, I think the man has collateral enough because he probably has a decent job.
Yeah.
He treats the woman poorly.
Yeah.
He's succubusing off her. He's got no responsibilities there. And like the alcohol and the vape products are just irritants, and they're a symptom of a bigger problem. Yeah. He's $55,000 in debt because he's betting on the ponies.
There's a Shylock coming to your home right now.
Yeah, this story don't add up. Like there's no building blocks to this that makes a castle.
He's gonna be
Every
sleeping with
Saturday
the
night, he's praying that a 19-year-old can make a field goal.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. And here's the deal: February's
Creepy way to put that.
February's coming up. It's time to pick something up and put something down. You start vaping yourself, and then put him to the curb.
yeah,
Stamp it.
What a pick up, put down.
yeah. He needs.
Picking up vaping, putting down my vaping and drinking boyfriend.
Putting down 19-year-old boys.
It's not like I like.
Don't
it's-
ever say that.
Nathaniel said it.
No, I said he's praying that a 19-year-old can make a field
Stop
goal.
putting any
Yes.
age designation on anything you both are saying.
I'm just saying, like, what a ridiculous thing to put money on.
That's right.
A
Right.
college student
Right.
making a field goal.
Yes.
His hope is in the wrong.
Bet on poker.
It feels wrong because you're going to ultimatum this man. But
Yeah.
like it's not an ultimatum because it's my way or the highway. It's this relationship can't sustain when I'm the only one in it. And so,
Right.
like, that is not an ultimatum. That is a revealing of the facts at hand.
You get 10 feet above that and look down at the situation. You go, this sucks.
Yeah, this is not good for
You don't even need that much of an eagle vision on that stuff.
Yeah. All right, so Secular's advice says, if you want to give your friend fair and honest advice, wait to be asked for it. Do not offer it unsolicited because it will be ignored. If, however, she should ask, feel free to let her have it with both barrels. Her boyfriend is a substance-abusing freeloader who is unwilling to change, and she deserves better.
You don't know that.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say to that is, yes, it's possible they're going to ignore you completely. You still should say it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we like to roll on the metaphors that Jesus goes after the one and leaves the 99. That means he left the 99 to go after the one. So, like, you need to say the thing. Like, you are on the hook for caring enough about somebody to say something. They're like, you don't impinge on my life. Well, what do you think Jesus was doing when he went and picked out that wayward fool that was hauling halfway across the field?
Yeah.
So, like, I think that's poor advice, is to stay out of it unless it's your problem. Now, if you have the tendency to stick your nose way too far in other people's business,
It's a different story.
you need to stay out of that. This will be vetted out during your long prayer time that we've offered you earlier in the broadcast.
40 minutes on the way into work.
Right? You need to talk to Jesus about these things. But, like, if your normal play with people that you love is to stay out of it, even if that advice is ignored, you should probably give it.
Yeah.
Okay. Dear Life from the Path, I'm irritated by my neighbors, and I don't know how quite to approach it. I live in a densely populated but quiet neighborhood. New neighbors moved in a couple years ago, and after moving in, they hung a wind chime on their front porch.
Oh, my.
Dude,
Wait, this isn't your average wind chime. If I had to guess, these chimes are at least 5 feet long. At first, I didn't think much of it. They're whimsical little melodies you hear every time the wind blows can be cute, I guess. But it gets quite windy here, and I'm constantly distracted by the loud, clanging chimes. I don't want to be the type of person who knocks on their door and tells them how I feel. I was hoping you could chime in. Yeah, it's the worst thing ever is to knock on their door and tell them how you feel. You should see these chimes. They're mega chimes, 5 feet tall.
You know what I mean?
What's that?
How often are you outside that
Oh.
you got to take in these chimes?
I bet you can hear them while you're indoors. I mean, I can hear my wind chimes in outside of my house.
I guess
Ben, I've
it's
been meaning to
instant
talk to you about your wind chimes. They
Yeah.
are ridiculous.
I don't know where you bought these gigantic wind chimes. Like, did you go to the flea market one time and there's this old dude whittling them out and they're like the size of a child, and you're like, I can hang these by a string. The whole neighborhood can love it. That is bold.
I took this pipe out of an office building. I'll make it do wind chime.
Yeah, there is a consideration if you move into a densely populated area that like sound does encroach,
Of course.
and so I maybe they didn't even think about it. It's possible that they didn't even consider one that it would bother anybody, or they didn't even think about it hitting the neighbor's house.
Here's what you do. You're going to write a letter. You're going to take it to the post office, and you're not going to put any return postage on it so that they don't know where it comes from. You're going to send them a letter that says, take down those freaking wind chimes. We're tired of it. Sincerely, the neighborhood.
Sincerely, Butthead.
Okay, I have a better idea.
No, you don't.
It's along these lines. It improves it much.
Can't be.
You're going to set out, what do they call the boards with the holes in them where you throw the beanbags?
Cornhole?
Okay, you're going to set out 2 cornhole boards. One for keep the chimes, one for take the chimes down. And you're going to allow the neighborhood to vote. Say, look, I'm interested to know how everyone else is feeling. Because this guy could be crotchety. You don't know. If your whole neighborhood hates him, then you would want to know that.
I'm sorry. You started this with, I've got a better idea that's much, much better and improves it.
Yes.
Take a cornhole vote with the rest of the neighborhood, which is not a thing. No one's ever done a cornhole vote ever.
I stand by what I said.
Do you have the red bean bag or the yellow bean bag?
That's what I'm saying.
His ISU colors.
They have fun doing it. You created community, and you made it cool.
We don't have a homeowners association, but we do have a cornhole voting board.
Can I tell a quick aside?
I mean,
It's very quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I recently thought a scheme popped into my brain the other day.
Oh, no.
And I thought we don't have an HOA where I live, but I thought it would be funny if there were the complaints that I had with my home, like my kids leaving stuff out in the yard and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I started posting HOA notices on my front door, and then bringing them in as I walk in from work at home. Say, babe, can you believe this? HOA says they're gonna fine us.
Fake HOA notes.
Okay.
That's pretty funny.
I'm tacking on to Nathaniel's aside because this dude was telling me about this scheme he come up with where he was going to buy an 800 number and then put it on the back of his rig that says, "How am I driving?"
That's great.
And then when people call to report him, it just goes to his phone. And then he's like, "Yeah, are you that white Honda Civic?" And then he's going to tell them how bad a driver they are. I'm like, that's genius.
That is pretty funny.
That is worth whatever it costs to own an 800 number. Okay.
All right, I've got a better idea.
I got a better idea.
You're going to
go
play
first.
cornhole voting is what you're going to do.
That's a great idea.
Now, here's the thing, Ben. The problem with your idea is you're instantly playing the victim in this scenario. I think you should out-wind chime him.
Get bigger wind chimes.
I think you should
Construct Big Ben in your front yard.
Yeah, I think you should start a petty war of wind chimes in your neighborhood, and then dominate him with like 8-foot tall wind chimes.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
You need the wood ones.
These aren't serious people. Is what I'm saying. Cornhole solves. you're getting into a tube battle. You don't even like the sound.
You can out-petty this situation by having some serious fun with it. You could do like a situation where you start putting lawn gnomes in their yard, and then don't tell them that it's you. But then start doing like a ridiculous amount.
Yeah,
Vandalism.
Like it starts with 3.
That's not vandalism. It's
And then
petty
you
grudge.
get like 25 in there. They're like, what the heck? Why do we have so many lawn gnomes?
Yeah. These are the stories
multiplying.
that we are not giving our children for all their days, right? Can you imagine the stories that the kid down the street's going to tell 20 years from now? He's like, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. My neighbor's got in a wind chime battle when I was like 8.
It's the greatest thing I've ever been involved in.
And then all of a sudden these lawn gnomes showed up, and then some doofus played the violin victim card and tried to do a cornhole vote. No one really cared about it.
No one showed up. They don't care about those chimes.
First of all, you're going to make them supply their own bean bags, Ben?
No.
They're going to throw garbage in there.
No, I'm gonna set them out. I'm gonna
You're
make
going to
them.
set the boards out and invite the neighborhood to it?
Someone's going to tip the scales anti or for.
It's creepy.
They're going to throw all the bean bags and act like they're the whole neighborhood.
They're just going to start playing a game of cornhole.
Yeah, that's right. I'm creating fun, good times.
Lawn no more.
Okay, what's our real answer is, look, you should go talk to him about the wind chimes.
I mean, if it's really that big of a deal, maybe have a conversation.
Now, I guess here's the
I wouldn't, but-
that's the first thing you should consider is that, like, is this worth any type of hassle?
Yeah, right.
Because it can only end up 2 ways. Because if the guy does what you want, you've just forced him to take down wind chimes that he enjoys.
Yeah.
And so you better consider that if you get everything that you want, is that what you want?
Right.
You've put up with this for 2 years. I think it's time to let it go. Obviously, you've gotten to a point in life where you sleep just fine. You're not like, it keeps me up at night, these crazy wind chimes. Right? You
It
just
gets real windy here, though.
You just merely don't like them.
We're in Chicago.
I think it's probably time for you to let them go.
Get that, Nathaniel? It's the windy city.
Here's
Get
the
some
problem.
headphones.
Yeah. Well, you got to wear headphones in your own house? This is America.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to.
This is America?
This is America. You shouldn't have to protect yourself.
I don't have to get no headphones when my
a
own house
rogue
gets
wind
wind
chime,
chimes.
man.
I don't know. Put some
Got
extra
real
insulation in your
patriotic
house.
about
Okay,
that.
if the thing is, he's not malicious about it, right? Like if he's burning a fan right on the wind chimes just so he can hear the sweet tickles,
Just sitting
like that's this is a
So
different
he can
kind
hear
of guy.
the sweet tickles. Third grossest thing that's been said so far.
But if he's letting the Lord ring him, I mean, what are you gonna do? You know?
letting the Lord ring them.
What you could do,
We're kicking out
actually,
T-shirt ideas tonight,
You
fellas.
could, if they're metal ones, you could put little magnets on the inside so they thunk together instead of ring.
You're gonna vandalize your neighbor's wind
No,
chimes?
just on the inside so they won't know.
Wait, so you're gonna change them to wind thunks?
Yeah.
I think what he's saying is they magnetize the one time and they therefore no longer chime.
Well, what's the
No,
purpose
like you know
of
how
them?
like when you hold on to something, it deadens it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you put.
So
put
you're just
a
gonna
little-
go.
Yeah, so they're just gonna clunk together, and then it'll say, "My chimes aren't working anymore."
Yeah,
and I'll take them down.
My chimes aren't working
I think at the
anymore.
end of the day, you're missing an awesome opportunity to do anything fun with the situation you're in.
Like cornhole. This is what I'm
Or
saying.
you could buy a buffalo, tie him up outside your place,
Buy a
and then,
buffalo.
and then every once in a while he's like, "Arr!" He's like causing a real scene. On the other hand,
Just get a rooster.
like I
A lot
realize
cheaper than a buffalo.
these are certain things that you expect when you live in a densely populated urban area, right? Like I grew up in an apartment building. I wasn't like, I can't believe I can hear that gal dropping her pots every night. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I live in a paper thin apartment. This is just part of my problem.
Why does it always smell like a bean and cheese burrito in
Yeah,
here?
exactly. When someone's going to higher ground on the third floor, yeah, I go smell it.
Yeah.
You know, that's just what comes with
going to higher
living
ground.
in an apartment building. And so, like, you lived in a densely populated
What does
area.
that mean? What does it mean that someone's going
I think that means they might be smoking weed.
Yeah, yeah.
When someone's going to higher ground,
It's a toke.
they found themselves the good doctor.
I'm just saying, if you moved into a densely populated area and you thought this will remain quiet and peaceful all my days, there's no chance anyone will ever move in here and do anything that I will dislike.
That's true.
Right? That's a foolish errand on your part. You took in the world poorly on the offset.
And I guess coming from the other perspective is that when you move into a densely populated area, you don't get necessarily the same freedoms, or at least uninterrupted, non-opinioned freedoms you do as if you're going to live outside of town.
Go buy a ranch.
Yeah, you should be living in the grasslands of Loveland, Kansas, if you
Well,
want to be
even
burning
then-
them chimes like you're
Even
doing.
then, you're going to find something that your neighbor 10 miles down the road, that guy, he's always crossing his cattle across the pasture, across my land.
No, that's
There's
true.
always something.
Apparently.
There's always
Daniel's
something.
Always something. Yeah.
Okay,
Moving to
get over it.
Yellowstone over there.
Yeah, you don't have to do any. You don't have to be mad about any of these things. These are your choices. Why don't you enjoy the wind chimes? Right?
Yeah.
Get the family together.
Love him.
All right, ready? Secular says, make it your business to find out what the noise ordinances are in your neighborhood.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, you're lame. Then become the type of neighbor who knocks on their door. Even better. This is how you make friends. You should write a book, Secular, on how to get the neighborhood to like you. When you do, wear a smile and bring along a small gift, like a small set of wind chimes.
Can we compromise on a smaller set?
Look at this thing. Explain that you don't want to appear to be a complainer, which you are, by
You're
the way.
literally at their door.
But could they please modify those wind chimes, because on windy days the constant banging gives you headaches, which is a lie. If they are good neighbors and cooperative, be grateful. However, if they aren't, you may have to pursue legal means.
Oh, please take that to the cops. Please.
Okay.
Please take that to the
So
cops.
Secular's advice is be a nitpicker and a liar,
And then tell them you're not doing either of those things.
and then threaten them with legal action.
And then you're going to get recorded by them, and they're going to post you up on their YouTube and be like, Karen,
excuse me, can we talk about your wind chimes,
Karen
please?
talk to me about my wind chimes, and you're going to get 1 million views.
But could you get smaller wind chimes?
You suck.
Okay, you want to do one more? You got time for one
Yeah,
more?
let's do one more.
Okay, last one. Dear Life from the Path. I recently married, and my 19-year-old son and I moved in with my new husband.
Ooh.
My son works full-time and goes to school part-time. My husband expects him to do dishes and other chores. My son does take care of the recycling and trash on a weekly basis. I work from home part-time, and I don't mind doing the chores. This is causing a lot of contention between us. Am I wrong to defend my son?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he-
probably
I'm sorry.
dirtying them dishes.
I'm sorry. He takes out the trash and the recycling
Weekly.
once a week.
Yeah, he's square busy.
Yeah.
19-year-old live-in son.
Yeah. This man who you've married, if he's a good man, he's looking at this son who I hope that he cares for and goes, he's not ready for the world with this
Right.
behavior. And so I'm expecting him to do more.
His room's probably a mess, too.
This is fine.
Yeah. Do you know what's waiting on the other side of freedom for your son? Doing his own dishes and vacuuming his own house and doing his own laundry.
Yep.
And also taking the recycling and the garbage out once a week. The exact same life that is meeting him at your house is the exact same life that meets him at his own, but it's shared between 3 people. He should be victorious and happy.
But Johnny works so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Like, I get what you're saying. You're trying to be like, look, my son is, he's going to school to be a whatever, which you didn't mention, and he also works full-time. So he's not a complete slouch, right?
Yep.
But, like,
Yeah.
neither am I. I work a full-time job. I got to go home and fix crap.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to take garbage out and clean things and whatever. Like, this is not unreasonable for your new husband to ask for.
Yep, agreed.
And you're creating teams of you and your son versus your husband, and this problem seems squarely on you, to be honest with you.
Dang.
Nathaniel?
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Excellent. Nathaniel's bringing the fire.
Let it rip.
There you go. Secular says, you should not have to, quotes, defend your son. There are now 3 adults living under the roof. Your son is not a freeloader. He's working full-time and taking classes. All 3 of you should be doing the dishes and, quotes, other chores as needed. And you should all be in agreement about the timing and rotation of who will do that, do what, and when. Yeah. I want good luck trying to get a 19-year-old guy to agree on a fair and equitable solution at your place. Right? Like, if he's still living at your house and not seeking independence from you, my guess is going to be like he's going to complain about any responsibility that you've given him.
It's just the wrong thought, though. I don't know that it has to be everybody does the dishes. I mean, work it out however your family works best. Like, maybe everybody, maybe somebody just does it. I don't know if it matters, but like, I think to Mike, to your point, the guy's got yes, he's going to class. I mean, nobody goes to class 40 hours a week. Full credit load's 12 hours.
Right, yeah.
And I'm glad that he's working. That's also good. But like normal life requires that you just don't kind of float around and not have to do your laundry and pick up after dinner and all the things. And so like, again, I don't think you're doing anything for him.
Yeah, you don't earn your way out of having to help around the house.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, you should want to out of gratefulness.
Yeah, right.
This is how we view God's grace.
Yeah, you're working
Right?
a full-time job. You're probably not having to spend any of that on rent.
Yeah, yeah. We're basically saying, look, because of what you've been given, your behavior and outlook on life changes.
Yeah.
And so you behave in X way.
What a great way to be able to go, man, I'm super excited to be able to serve my family this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You've been listening to Live from the Path at livefromthepath.org or any aforementioned podcast provider. Where do you listen to the show on?
I listen to the show on Player FM.
Jeez. What an old man thing to say.
Well, what?
Bova?
You geezer.
Back
in my day, we used to play it on the Player FM. That's you.
It was the first
There's all
podcast.
kinds of cool podcast things out there like Feed Burner. Like
Feed Burner?
Yeah.
That sounds like a toke.
Ben, is Feed Burner a legit podcast?
No, they closed that down. It was
Oh, yeah. Huh? I get mine on the Feed Burner. That's the cool one.
I don't do
that
that.
closed down and doesn't work anymore.
I use Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
They do everything for me.
I don't have an Apple
You can
product.
listen to them on Amazon.
Yeah, I play them on the Amazon.
I could, but I already have Player FM.
Use the Amazon.
I don't need to use the Amazon.
It's way better.
Why?
Yeah.
It plays it, and
Yeah,
I
it's
can
high-
pause it when I want to, and I can speed it up or slow it down. It's
higher-
real nice.
It's higher audio quality on the Amazon.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
It's 4K.
You don't even know what that means.
Coming at you in audio HD.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's another podcast you guys listen to?
I listen to a podcast called Time Suck by Dan Cummins. I don't feel like I could answer in any way that you weren't going to be disappointed in
I'm
me.
not
so-
disappointed. Like they're literally telling you this is a waste of your time, and you listen to
Well,
it.
he goes like, you could get sucked into something and spend 40 hours on it, or you can listen to my podcast for an hour and get all the details.
Oh yeah, okay. Nathaniel, you listen to any other podcasts?
Yeah. I listen to plenty of podcasts.
You listen to Dave Ramsey.
I used to listen. I actually did. I used to listen to a lot of Dave Ramsey, and then I gave it up.
He listens to Phil Wickham.
I said,
Phil
it's
Wickham
enough.
has a podcast?
It's enough, Dave.
Phil Wickham does a hair swoop that I can't take in. He's got a hairstyle of a 21-year-old man, and he's like 48.
I've recently been taking in a lot of the Bible Project, especially now that
Yeah.
this fresh year they've switched it up so it's less boring.
Oh, you like that?
It was boring before?
Oh yeah, it was way boring.
I didn't think it was boring before.
I mean, I listened to Tim Mackey. I've listened to like
I liked him. I liked that.
75% of his stuff.
Yeah, I listened to a lot of his sermons and lectures
Yeah.
and stuff.
Why was the Bible Project stuff
It
boring?
was just so boring.
Okay.
I just
Can you
wanted
throw
it to
any
rock.
more adjectives out there by chance other than boring?
It was just they were talking, they were table, and the guys asking questions. Hey Tim, what do you think of this?
You've described our show completely.
Say, this is us. You're on a show like that. Just guys asking questions and what do you think about this, Tim?
Yeah.
Insert what do you think about this, Ben?
And then
That's us.
They hired this lady who worked on the NPR, and now it sounds like the what's that show called on the NPR?
All things considered.
All Things Considered.
Yeah.
The
No,
only show on
Radio
NPR?
Lab. Radio Lab.
Yeah, not that one.
I used to listen to a lot of Radio Lab too.
Yeah.
Why am I the old man in this situation then with what you're saying?
I used to listen to a lot of NPR.
I'm not surprised by that.
I took it in.
Those boots say NPR right now.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to let you guys go. Thanks for hanging out with us on Live from the Path. Really do appreciate it. We might just as well see you next week. In the meantime, be faithful in the means. God will handle the ends. You've been listening to Live from the Path.
Yeah.
What's this? Yeah.